Good morning, colleagues. It's Monday morning. It's the 8th of June, and this is your video bulletin bringing you information of relevance to Children's Services Departments, brought to you by West Midlands Children's Services, #Team West Midlands. How are you? Right, so if you're joining us for the first time, it's lovely to have you with us. If you're looking at this via our website, you'll see that there's a list of things that are coming up in this video, one of which is our guidance update. If you click on the link next to there, it'll take you through to a spreadsheet, and I'll be referring to the lines on that spreadsheet with the latest updates to the constantly updated guidance coming through. First of all, a collection of information, which is guidance for schools and other educational settings, line 17 on your spreadsheet, last updated on the 24th of May, and they've added there the higher education reopening buildings and campuses news that we brought to you last week. Extra mental health support for pupils and teachers, line 5 on your spreadsheet, a press release. An increasing number of press releases coming through at the moment. We don't normally put them in if there's guidance, but where there isn't, we'll put through that there. This details that there are online resources, videos, webinars, teaching materials. Also that there are grants for the Diana Award, Anti-Bullying Project and the Anne Frank Trust. And also there's a £95,000 pilot project for teachers and leaders mental health, which details online peer support and telephone supervision from experts. So you might want to make yourself aware of that. If we get any more information coming through, we'll let you know. Actions for early years and childcare during COVID-19. Last updated prior to this on the 2nd of June, line 12. There was a bit of, after that update on the 2nd of June, which detailed that some relaxations possibly over the insurance. That is contradictory advice and guidance that comes out from other areas, notably Ofsted. And now there is clarification on those requirements to carry private insurance to cover all premises. Line 4, well, my line 4 is, it's Ofsted. It's their rolling update. What have they got for us today? Well, on line 10 of your spreadsheet, you will see that from the 8th of June, which is today, the return to doing on-site registration for early years and childcare providers. So any applications at the ready for a visit stage will soon receive a phone call from Ofsted, which will be nice for them. You'll notice on the, if you hover over where it says hover, it'll give you a list of all of the recent updates. There's been so many in relation to Ofsted that we've reduced those from the longest ago down to 0.1. So you can review them should you wish to, but you'll need to resize. Management of exposed staff and patients in health and social care settings. Line 6 on your spreadsheet was updated just on the 4th in relation to test and trace. And further to that, they've now updated the flow chart with information on self-isolation for cases identified as contacts via the test and trace system. Moving on to shielding and protecting people who are defined as medically extremely vulnerable, line 13 of your spreadsheet, last updated prior to this on the 31st of May. They've updated the guidance specifically for young people to reflect that those who were shielding can now leave their homes. As we've detailed before, this advice for young people, it's very clear, but it's very dry. So if there was an easy read version, it would be really, really handy. But there's also information on there in relating specifically to young carers as well. So don't just think it's for individuals themselves who are shielding, it's also for young carers of people who may be shielding. That's listed on there. Coronavirus outbreak, FAQs, what you can and cannot do. Line 9 of your spreadsheet, constantly updated, or update on this one, is that that details that you must wear a face covering on public transport from the 15th of June, which is next Monday. I don't think it's obligatory that you have to go on public transport, but that's what it says here. Staying safe outside, again, line 14 in your spreadsheet, last updated the 29th of May, also detailing that you must wear a face covering on public transport from next Monday. PPE portal, how to order emergency personal protective equipment, line 7 on your spreadsheet. This is new from the Department of Health and Social Care. The details that GPs, small residential providers and domiciliary care providers, that's how they can access should their supplies be running low. But to access that portal, you have to get an invite from CQC or Medicines Protection and Health Products Regulatory Agency. So you might want to pass that information on to relevant individuals. Testing for COVID-19. Again, we've reduced the size of those long ago updates there to 0.1. It's on line 11 of your spreadsheet. They've now added the info and link to book courier collections for testing kits. They've replaced the guidance on Randox testing and the guidance on non-Randox testing, which I think only went live last week. And they've removed the statements that saying that these are only available in England, and at the moment you only get tests if older people or people with dementia are the residents of your care homes. £7 million for a new coalition of vulnerable children's charities, indebted to Rachel Newton and colleagues at the DFE for passing on the information related to this one. We've included a link to the press release on line 8 of your spreadsheet, but also that if you go to the tab at the bottom which listed as shared resources, the link to Barnardos is on line 29 on that spreadsheet, because this is in relation to the launch of the See, Hear and Respond service, which is aimed to provide targeted help to vulnerable children, young people and families affected by virus and the lockdown. It's a coalition led by Barnardos to work alongside local authorities, schools and colleges, police forces, healthcare and other vital services. So make yourself aware of that on both links. Now, advice for accommodation providers. This is one of the first things we listed on our spreadsheet back on the 24th of March. Now there are exemptions for people who can use hotels, short-term lets, campsites even. And prior to that, it was just those who didn't have anywhere else to go, effectively. But there are further exemptions, but they aren't for leisure purposes. But you might want to, it might be relevant to you at some point, so know that it's there. Moving on, Domestic Abuse Safe Accommodation COVID-19 Emergency Support Fund, line 15 on your spreadsheet. We've detailed this fund and encouraged people to access it, or encourage people who you work with to access it. You might want to get back on because they have released an awful lot of funding on there, but there is still £1.85 million left. It's going to be coming on a first come, first served basis. There's some minor clarifications on the link, which is on line 15 of your spreadsheet, in terms of the bidding process or whatever, but that is out there right now. Successful bids on that in the region. These are just places that have included somewhere in the West Midlands in their name. I wasn't able to identify anything further than that. But nearly 40,000 for Women's Aid in Staffordshire. Burntwood Pathway Project 50,000. Birmingham and Solihull Women's Aid is one of the headline awards. Up to 200 beds becoming available there for a £412,000 grant. West Mercia Women's Aid 50,000. Also Gilgal Birmingham 13,000. Rochney Birmingham 23,000. Coventry Panagar 74,000 and Birmingham Crisis Centre nearly 19,000, and Midlands Women's Aid 41,000. Apologies if I've mispronounced any of those, not intentional at all. But altogether that's come through to 725,000 funds there, plus there might be others that are not geographically stated in the title. In the Homelessness Awards, successful bids, and there's links out there as well. These are listed by region, so it's easy to talk about. Telford, Shrewsbury, Prospect Housing Trust for East Staffordshire, Tamworth, Enterprise Homes Group in Wolverhampton, Seafor Fireside in Birmingham, Coventry Cyrenians and Kairos WWT in line with Coventry City Council, and the YMCA in Walsall. Altogether, that's approaching nearly £390,000 worth of funding as well. Not sure there's anything extra available there, but there is on the Domestic Abuse Funds. Data statistics and MI. The national figures are there on our spreadsheet for you to go and look at if should you so wish. We're not doing a regional breakdown at the moment, but you can look at the regional information that is produced on that website should you want it. And finally, DFE helpline 08000 46 86 87, 08000 46 86 87, our website www.wmchildrenservices.org.uk, and our email address info@wmchildrenservices.org.uk. And if we have any further updates, if you've not subscribed to our website, you can do so and subscribe to our mailing list, but also we'll put out updates on Twitter at WMADCS, and there will be some blogs coming out this week. I do promise you. I know I've promised that before, but there will be some coming out this week. Stay safe, stay at home if you can, stay alert, look after yourselves and each other. Take care. Bye-bye.